question for all of you. Have you ever, my papers don't want to stay on here. There we go. Have you ever looked at another jeweler in Premier and said, oh, she's a booking machine. I think she's booked more shows, held more shows in 1 month than I hold in the whole year. Or, did she just sponsor someone else? I mean, I think she's sponsored more people than I know. Did she just seriously promote again? I demoted. What is she doing that I'm not doing? The comparison trap. It doesn't do anybody any good, does it? You know, we all have strengths and we have weaknesses. It's true, right? But it doesn't help when we take our weaknesses and we compare it to other people's strengths. And that's generally what we do. If we're focused on our weaknesses, the things where we're not happy with where our business is at, and we look at everybody else who's shining in that area, which is a double whammy, right? Because you're already feeling pretty bad, and then you're comparing it to people that are really sparkly, and that just hurts. And you know what is the thing that feeds this the most? Facebook. Now, I am not going to tell you that you have to wipe your Facebook app off your phone because, seriously, I'm the queen of Facebook, okay? I want it way too much, so I'm the pot calling the kettle black. I cannot tell you to get rid of your Facebook app. In fact, at the end of the night, I'm going to do a training on Facebook. So, you know, I mean, Facebook serves a really great purpose in our business, but as women, it can destroy us. And there's been many moments when I've been feeling pretty bad about myself, and I pop on that app. Doesn't fill me with butterflies and rainbows. You know, if I take a picture in the kitchen of a cake or something fun, right, what do? Move all those bills, get that mess, move those dirty dishes, everybody stand nice, and bring it back. So that's what Facebook's about. We put our very best moments out there. We put our gifts, our strengths, our talents. We do not post unless we're trying to be funny about how we blew it with our kids, or we had a fight with our husband, or we didn't follow up with a hostess, or we had a prospect that was golden, but we forgot. We don't share that stuff, but that stuff happens. We share the really great stuff, and when we look at that, what other people are posting, it makes us feel bad. So today I want to talk about strengths and weaknesses and how we can really get better at our strengths. And you know, when we have weaknesses, we tend to focus on them, right? Now, there was a group that did a study of women between the ages of 25 and 35, and they asked them, you've got strengths and you've got weaknesses. So to make life better, which would be better, to focus on the weaknesses or focus on the strengths? Which one should you spend your time on? Only 30% of these women said, let's focus on our strengths. The rest said, let's focus on our weaknesses and try to fix them. But what does it really mean when we focus on our weaknesses? Yeah, we focus on them. I can't believe I did that again. I'm such a loser. I mean, seriously, am I ever going to be better? I blew it again. I mean, seriously, I'm awful. And we feed it over and over and over and over. And then we call our friends up. Do you believe how awful I am? And we all just sit and we just feed on it. It doesn't do us any good. What experts say is that really we shouldn't be trying to fix our weaknesses. We should be trying to strengthen our strengths. You can actually have the greatest amount of personal development and growth if you grow yourself in your strength. Now, I have weaknesses in Premier, and I could list them all. I know what they all are. And I have strengths in Premier. And if I focused on my weaknesses, like organization and things like that, anything paperwork related, I could say to myself, well, I'm a loser. I should just quit. I mean, I just can't get it together. I can't believe I forgot to do that replacement exchange again. I forgot to call that lady back. My little Post-it note fell off my calendar and I forgot about her show. I mean, we've all done, have you ever? And you know this has happened to me. It's happened to Erica. Have you ever gotten that wonderful phone call at 7 o'clock that says, "Are you?" "Oh, I'm in my jammies." "Where are you?" "At the show." "Oh." We both had that happen. We both made it, and they were great shows. You just do it. You don't give up. But I have weaknesses. If I focused on all those, I could say, well, I should just quit. I just throw it all away. I just can't do it. Well, that would be stupid, right? If I go over here and I focus on my strengths, and I'm good at talking to people, and I like teaching, and that is where I'm going to grow confident, and I'm going to grow stronger. And what's going to happen is I have a greater room for growth if I focus on the things that I'm good at. When I'm stronger over here, I'm going to grow more confident. And really in this business, confidence is everything. And if I'm feeling better about myself and I'm feeling more confident, then it's going to trickle down into those weaknesses. I'm going to find ways to deal with it. So the question is, what are our strengths? We often think, well, my strength is what I'm good at. That makes sense. But actually what experts say, when you're trying to think about what your strength is, don't think about what you think you're good at. Because you might be good at something you've just had to do over and over. Instead, you want to think about what you lose track of time doing. What energizes you? What makes you not tired when you're doing it? One of my weaknesses is exercise. I don't. And I tried for about a week, and I did it 5 minutes every day. And then I missed a day, and then my organizational inabilities kicked in, and I forgot that I was going to try to exercise 5 minutes a day. And poof, it's been a couple weeks. So I could feel like a failure, and I could focus on my weaknesses, or I can move on to my strengths. But anyway, we have our weaknesses. When I try to exercise even 5 minutes a day, it feels like 20 hours. Like, dear God, heaven, is it over yet? It's only been a minute and a half. Okay, but if I get on the phone, right? If I get on the phone and I'm talking to somebody, and we're talking Premier, and I'm mentoring them and giving them ideas, it could be 2 hours later. Can I get an amen? You know what I'm talking about? You get lost in that. I do not get lost in the things that frustrate me. I get lost in the things that I love. So we want to think about that. Now, we're here to talk today about leadership. So not only do we have to navigate and figure out our own strengths so that we can grow stronger, become a stronger leader, we have to navigate and figure out our team's strengths. And that's tough, but that's our job. I think if you think about going into mommy mode as a mom, because that's what we are, we're moms in Premier, we tend to nitpick our children. Don't sit up. Don't make that face. Is this seriously the grade you got? I know you can do better. Is this your room? Seriously? This is you trying? Right? We're all guilty of that. Well, as Premier moms, we do that too. We're constantly trying to correct the girls on our team, and we need to do that, don't get me wrong. But what I think 2017 should be about is us trying to compliment and find things our people are good at 2/3 of the time, so that only 1/3 of the time are we kind of correcting the little things that we think could make them better. We need to focus more on our strengths. Okay, so as leaders, we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little Julie David list. So don't text me later and go, you forgot this and this and this. There's so many gifts that we could have in Premier. But these are just some, tip of the iceberg, that I want to talk about. And I really would like you to have a piece of paper out, and I would really like you to write each one of these gifts down. If you think of others, jot them down too. But as I go over them, I want you to write down your own name if you think that's one of your strengths. But I also want you to write down any name of someone on your team that could have that strength. And Erica, feel free to put my name under all of them. No. Erica's my mom. Okay. So I want you to think about who on your team seriously has these strengths. And here's what I want you to do. Later tonight, not right now, but later tonight, I want you to text them. And I want you to say, hey, tonight at the leadership meeting, we had this training on strengths, and they listed out a bunch of strengths, and when they said this, I immediately thought of you. That's a difference maker statement. See, we need to pour into people. Sometimes you need an objective observer to point out what you really don't know. We all see it, but they don't see it. So as leaders, what we need to do is be able to identify gifts that we see in people and make sure we tell them. And as an added bonus, if you can tell them in front of someone else, that's even better. All right, so the first gift that I want to talk about is communication. Because obviously in this type of business, it really helps to be able to talk effectively. But not everybody can talk effectively. Some are much better than others. So when you have someone that has the gift of communication, we want to foster it. Now, obviously, we want her to get up there and we want her to train. Now, she might really not have anything yet to say that we could have her train on. She maybe is a new jeweler. So as a new jeweler, get her up there sharing the announcements. Or get her up there sharing Joan's devotion. But get her up there because she loves to talk. And so we want to help her to gain confidence. And by selecting someone to get up in front of others, that means I notice you, I see you, and I want you to be a part of it. The second gift is retail. Don't you wish that you all were able to write your name under retail as a gift? But some just really sparkle and shine in the retail department. A lot of times, they don't even do a ton of shows, but those that they do are out of the park. We need to get her helping everyone else, because in the process of her serving the team by sharing her ideas, she's actually going to grow in strength and confidence and maturity just by sharing. Now, how could she share? It might be at a training, it might be a conference call, it could be a Zoom video conferencing call, it could be that she just goes live in your Facebook group and shares a tip. Anything, just get her sharing. Another gift is sponsoring. Again, don't you wish everyone on your team had this gift that you could write down a lot of names? But some women are just really good at having a vision and having the determination, the dedication, and the willingness to get out there and share Premier with everyone that they meet. Well, how do they do it? Why do they do it? How do they bring people to decision? We need her sharing those ideas with everyone so that as a team we can all benefit. But again, when she shares, we're building her confidence, okay? All right, so the next one, technology. Adrian's gonna write her name down right there. But technology, now this is one where being a team is so vital and working together. As leaders, we don't always have all of these gifts. And that's where, Adrian gets up here and she talks all the time, she doesn't like technology. Okay, but what helps her, the people on her team are good at technology, so she can bring people up. And as leaders, we need to be aware of who can do what on our team so they can stand in the gap of where we're weak. When I first started in Premier, I became known as the hood and house girl. Which really I started to resent because I was like, serious again? But I was a teacher, I understood the program, I was a new jeweler, and my goodness, it gave me an opportunity to get up here and practice teaching and training, and it made me feel important that I had been selected, right? So if you have someone that's good at hood and house, get them up there and training. Goodness knows we need it right now with the transition. So we want to be giving people an opportunity. So technology, but one of the things with technology, it might not be training as much as it would be tutoring. Having girls get together for coffee, get together with their computer at a restaurant and learn little, how do I get on that Facebook thing? I don't even understand it. Well, those that do can show. And when you show, you gain in confidence. You really do. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, I know. Lifestyling. Now, talking about gifts I don't have, this would be one of them. I'm going to just be very transparent and tell you that there has been more than one occasion where a person has said, I really like your necklace, and I have said, thank you. I am by nature an introvert. You think I'm an extrovert? I am not. I am an introvert. Premier has created this beast, okay? So when people say that, sometimes I just go, oh, goodbye. Believe it or not. So if you are really good at lifestyling, you're with your waitress, then my goodness, take some girls with you, especially if they're on your team. Show them how it's done, right? Take me with you. I need some help. But help those that aren't real great at that and use your gifts to benefit the whole team. How about relationships? You know, the gifts in Premier aren't all things. You know, I can sponsor, I can schedule shows, I'm organized. Those things are all important, but relationships, this is a relationship business. Are you good at making friends? Making people feel special? How about encouragement? You know, encouragement is so important. Premier has an award for it, the Encourager Award. If you are good at encouraging, take up that banner and run with it. Everyone will love you. Send out cards. Tell your sister jewelers specific things that they are good at. Be an encourager. There is a place for you here. You are valuable. You are loved. You are needed. Build those relationships. Encourage those women. These are gifts. And if there are women on your team that you see are doing this, make sure that you tell them, oh my gosh, you know, I forget sometimes to compliment people and point things out. I'm so busy running around at the trainings, and I just see you going around and talking to people and loving on them and giving them cards, and I just want you to know I see that, and it is so helpful to me that you stand in that gap for me, and I so appreciate it. She is never going to want to leave Premier because she sees that she has value. Organization, again, not my gift. Again, my strengths trickle down and give the appearance that I'm okay in organization, but really I'm consistently not that great in organization. But those of you that are, here's what I'm going to say. When we have to run things like big trainings or havens, and we want to kill ourselves with the collecting of all the money and the like scheduling the buses and stuff, those of us that struggle with organization, we need someone that's like, tick, 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 this is fun, okay? I mean, step up. And on that note, don't wait to be asked. If you feel like you have something to offer, then come up and tell us. I can help you with that. And you'll see a lot of us go, oh, seriously, love y'all, okay? You know, why don't you take over check-in? Half the time I don't know who checked in. I cannot even deal with that. We need those of you that are good at stuff like that and thrive on it to step up and take that. What about vision? Having a vision for your future, a vision, you know, these girls that are like, I have one girl, well, I don't really need it now, but I'm gonna need it then, so I'm gonna start building up and I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna do this and this is, that's a gift. What about fun? I do not have the gift of fun, but I need people in my life that do, that can say, you know, it'd be so fun. And I go, what, does it take a lot of organization? Can I just show up and teach? That would be so much better. So, you know, we all have gifts and we all have weaknesses. And it's our job as leaders to figure out what the strengths are so that we can help to grow those. How are we going to learn that? It's relationships. Are you talking to your team? Maybe consistently? Are you getting to know them? Do you observe them? Do you watch them? Do you chat with them to know what they love about their show, what they hate? Okay? Talk to them more. Get to know them. And maybe, get off Facebook a little bit. Use that time to make a phone call, have a coffee, go to lunch, find out what's going on in their life, listen to what it is that they love, what they're dreaming about. And use that time to point out their gifts and their strengths. And as you do that, you know, you're going to grow stronger because as you as a leader begin to see the successes of your people and know you had a hand in it, your confidence grows. And again, this is all about growing in confidence. You can grow stronger by trying to increase the strength of your strengths. What are they? Quit cutting yourself down. I'm the queen of that. So I know exactly how that works. And it's ugly, and it doesn't do us any good. Don't compare yourself to every most fabulous person in the whole world and then feel like you just don't measure up. Andy has always told us, you are special. You are unique. The gifts that you have might not even be one of those that I listed. You're like, I can really crochet like nobody's business. I don't know what your gift is. But you have a strength, you have a gift. How can you apply it to Premier? How can you bless other women using that strength. Because when you start to say, well, I'm just really good at this, I'm good at crafts. All right, well, craft it up. I don't know, have a craft party. You have to figure out what you're good at, and then figure out how you can bless other women with it. And when you do, your confidence is going to grow. And when you find that you're falling into that comparison trap, call yourself on it. Shut the app off and say, oh, I'm going too deep. Too deep. I got to get out and quit doing that. And you know what? Call somebody up and give them a compliment. That'll be good. All right, so try to get off Facebook and maybe have some more actual, FaceTime. Okay, thank you.